Good afternoon, Cameron University. This week, SGA introduced legislation for an addition to Cameron Village Apartments. Co-author and SGA Treasurer Elijah Morlett is with us to speak on all the details. Make a Difference Day is coming up next weekend. Stay tuned to see how you can get involved this year. All of this and more coming up this week on SGA. This week in student government, Senator Chad Hagerman's legislation calling for a permanent parking lot to be paved behind the science complex went into second reading. Originally, the legislation called for the parking lot to be for both students and faculty, but due to a hostile amendment to the legislation, it was voted for students only. Those who supported the amendment did so because there is already a parking lot directly behind Howell Hall that is for faculty only. Some students felt it was only fair. The legislation passed, but it remains to be seen if the parking lot will be for students only or if it will have to allow faculty. Every year, Cameron University SGA participates in Make a Difference Day. This year's event is coming up soon. CUISGA reporter Mitch Watson has the story.
Another week of student government is in full swing, and more legislation is under review. This week, legislation to build additional student housing buildings was introduced. In other business, SGA members were asked to participate in the annual Make a Difference Day. This event is held on a national level, and this year, Lawton citizens will be helping to decorate Elmer Thomas Park for the holidays. Student Housing Association representative Jordan Lindsay participated in last year's Make a Difference activities.
Last year we actually went to a playground in a neighborhood off of Cash, and we repainted all of the playground equipment and touched up some of the swings that needed new chains and stuff like that. For my scholarship, we're required to do community service, which isn't the reason that I do it. I was always active in community service throughout high school, and I actually had all my required hours before I did the event last year. And I just went to help out the community, and I really enjoy volunteering in the Lawton community. And it really made a difference to that community because that was the only playground they had in that area, and it was really ran down. But then after, anytime I drove through that area, I would drive by there just to make sure, just to see if it was still in nice condition and things like that.
This year, Dean of Student Services and SGA Co-Counsel Jennifer Holland is helping to get SGA students involved in the volunteer program. During the SGA meeting, Holland told the students where to sign up and when the project would be held. Holland shares more about the volunteer project.
Saturday, October 24th, and this year the project is helping to do the lights at Elmer Thomas Park. Every year they do the Christmas and the Holiday in the Park celebration and put up lots of displays and Christmas lights, and they will have a big parade that ends at the park and a run. And so this will save the city of Lawton lots of man hours if we can get enough volunteers out there, and then the City of Lawton employees can spend their time keeping other areas of our city pretty.
Anyone interested in helping with Make a Difference Day activities should sign up to help by contacting Jennifer Luckenbiel at 580-581-7974. For This Week in Student Government, I'm Mitch Watson.
On the floor this week in student government is a brand new piece of legislation co-authored by Senator Simone Graves and Treasurer Elijah Morlett. Elijah is here with us to tell us all about it. Welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
Awesome. I'm really good, and I'm really excited to have you on the show today because I know that you're the treasurer and you're just so into SGA this year, and so far you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about this legislation that hit the floor yesterday.
Well, it's a very simple legislation. It's about expanding the Cameron Village. Now, the thing is about this legislation is a lot of people have already said there's a Village 2 already coming. Even before SGA even started, someone brought me over to the table and was like, why are we doing this one? Well, the truth is, the administration hasn't brought any plans for a Village 2 yet. It's only talk. But as much talk is going around campus for students.
Okay.
So, as hopefully on our side, we'll make sure that they get the ball going.
So, it's kind of in the works, but you basically want to let the administration know that you feel that we need an addition to Cameron Village.
And we do need it. You know, we're already kicking about 100 students off campus or not offering them housing. So we need an expansion of either dorms or the village, and right now the high demand is the village.
You, I understand, worked as an RA over the summer, a resident assistant in housing over the summer. So you've seen these applications get turned away time and time again.
Oh, yes.
And I believe you talked with Casey Case, right?
Yes.
Director, what did he have to say about it?
Casey said it would be great if the students backed it up just as much as the faculty is trying to do right now, because we of all the people, the students, see how full it is and see how much activity is going on, and that we do need more options, more spaces. We're in a waiting list of over 80 people before July.
Wow, so before summer was halfway through.
Right, before the academic year even started, we already had a waiting list for people trying to move into the village.
So if they did build an addition onto Cameron Village, where would it be?
It'd be south of Cameron Village. Now, anyone that drives past through Cameron, down University Drive, sees it's a huge open field. So hopefully they would play around with that area and figure out where the expansion would go.
And what kind of expansion would it be? Like, I know there are 4-bedroom apartments, 2-bedroom apartments. What kind of structure do you think we'd put over there?
Now, the legislation calls for 2 buildings, which would be probably a, 1 4-bedroom complex and 1 2-bedroom complex, opening 96 new slots. So, but if the administration feels that there should be more, well, by all means, let's have more.
It's basically a recommendation for administration.
Right.
Now, in the meeting, some of the senators and the representatives talked about maybe expanding the suites or more dorms. Why do you feel that the Cameron Village should be expanded before the dorms or the suites?
Well, for one, to build new dorms would probably be more expensive than starting the expansion in Cameron Village, only because we would have to bring brand new buildings, brand new towers, while we already have the Shepler Towers, which were originally built as dorms and changed into offices. Now, as of right now, the Cameron Village is the highest in demand. So it would be nice to go ahead and start expanding the Cameron Village apartments. Now, as Cameron grows and we start moving the offices out of Shepler into, well, their desired buildings, we can start changing those back into dorms, because those bathrooms, even those bathrooms are still have showers in them.
Right.
So it might save money in the long run to go ahead and change those back to dorms as time goes on.
Okay. Well, the legislation goes into second reading next week. So what would you tell the senators and representatives to really get them to vote yes for this legislation?
We need housing.
Right.
From the director, Casey Case, from students, from the RAs, we need more student housing. We need more slots open. Let's get this going.
I completely agree with you, and I want to thank you for coming on the show today. That's all the time we have left today in the show. Tune in next week for more news from Student Government Association. Please be sure to check out CUTV on YouTube by searching youtube.com and searching CUInternetTV. On behalf of everyone here at CUTV and for This Week in SGA, I'm Amanda Finch. Thank you so much. You did awesome.
Thanks for sending me the script this time.